Some moments in a season don't just sting, they stay with you. They sit in your chest, heavy, refusing to fade. And what we watched in East Rutherford wasn't just another loss, it was the kind of collapse that changes how a fan base breathes. It was the night every Falcons fan realized something deeper, darker, and far more frustrating is happening to this team. The Falcons didn't walk into Week 13 broken. They walked in hopeful, focused, hungry. And for most of the game, they played like a team fighting to keep its season alive. They moved the chains. They controlled the clock. Kirk Cousins played clean, sharp football. Bijan Robinson looked like a man carrying the weight of an entire city on his shoulders. The defense gave them chance after chance. And yet, somehow, everything kept slipping through their fingers, not because the Jets were better, but because the Falcons kept lighting their own house on fire. And that's where the anger comes from. Because this wasn't about talent. It wasn't about effort. It was about mistakes, the kind of mistakes that reveal a deeper infection inside a football team. It began with a punch to the gut. First quarter. The Falcons were settling in, ready to control the pace. Then, out of nowhere, Jamal Agnew lost the ball at the 6-yard line. 6 yards from the end zone. A gift to an offense that couldn't move the ball on its own. 7 free points. Just like that. And the worst part? Nobody was surprised. Because we've seen this movie before. Then came the moment that shattered all momentum. The Falcons took the lead in the third quarter, 17-14. The sideline came alive. Pads popped louder. The energy shifted. And then Isaiah Williams ripped an 83-yard kickoff return straight through their coverage like it was nothing. A blur of green and white. A stadium roaring. Another disaster the Falcons created for themselves. One man, Natron Brooks, saved a touchdown with a desperate, lunging tackle. One man. Bailing out 10 others. And at the center of all this chaos is a unit that keeps dragging the entire team backward, special teams. Jamal Agnew has 4 fumbles on 41 returns, a number so bad it almost doesn't look real. He ranks 28th in kickoff return yardage, and he hasn't even returned enough punts to be ranked at all. Yet every week, he jogs back out there like nothing is wrong. Every week, the Falcons hold their breath. Every week, disaster feels possible, even predictable. It's not fair to the defense. It's not fair to the offense. It's not fair to the fans who refuse to give up on this team. Because this isn't bad luck. This is a pattern, a painful, obvious pattern that everyone can see but nobody inside the building seems to fix. And Sunday's collapse proves something we've all been afraid to admit: the Falcons aren't losing because they're outmatched. They're losing because they're beating themselves. And until someone steps in and confronts the truth head-on, this team will keep sinking under the weight of the same old mistakes. Think about this for a moment, Falcons fans. You should never need a touchdown-saving tackle on a kickoff return. But that's exactly where we are, one broken tackle away from disaster every single week. And that's not bad luck. That's not football happening. That is a system failure. Because when one player has to save the entire unit, it means the other 10 men on the field didn't do their job. It means the scheme failed. It means the coaching failed. And that's been the theme all season. And don't fool yourself, this wasn't an isolated mistake. This has happened again, and again, and again. Our punt coverage? A roller coaster between barely acceptable and full-blown catastrophe. The Jets pinned us deep all game long. Every time we touched the ball, we were starting inside our own shadow. They dictated field position. They dictated momentum. They dictated the tone. Meanwhile, our coverage units? They couldn't flip the field. Not once. Not against a weaker team. Not when it mattered most. And here's the painful part: those special teams mistakes handed the Jets 10 points. 10. In a game we lost by 3. We didn't just lose this game. We gave it away. But the story gets darker because after the game, Raheem Morris finally reached his breaking point. He didn't sugarcoat anything. He didn't protect anyone. He didn't spread the blame. He pointed directly at special teams. He said it openly, special teams were the reason we lost. The short fields, the disastrous returns, the momentum swings, all of it. That brutal honesty deserves respect, but it raises a question that should frustrate every Falcons fan alive. If the problem is so obvious, why isn't anything changing? Marcus Williams has been the special teams coordinator since Arthur Smith arrived. And for years, we've watched the same issues repeat themselves. Same errors. Same breakdowns. Same outcomes. His entire tenure has been littered with failures, yet he's still calling the shots. Still coaching the same way. Still avoiding accountability. And now, the consequences are poisoning our season. But let me show you how close we actually were to winning this game, even with all the chaos. The defense? They fought like warriors. Rookie safety Xavier Watts had his ups and downs, as rookies do, but he showed growth in real time. Yes, he got beat on a 52-yard touchdown. But on the next drive? He delivered a crushing hit that forced a missed field goal. Later in the fourth? Same route, same receiver, but this time he shut it down completely. That's what you want from a young player, learning, adjusting, evolving right in front of your eyes. Kyle Pitts? His best game in weeks. 7 catches, 82 yards, fighting for his next contract and reminding everyone why he was a top 5 pick. He might be gone after this season, but he's fighting like a man trying to leave a legacy behind. Kirk Cousins? He played clean. He played smart. No killer mistakes. No reckless decisions. He leaned on Bijan Robinson and trusted the defense. He gave the team a chance. And speaking of Bijan, stop telling people he's underused. Before the Jets game, he was 5th in the NFL in touches per game at 20.1. Against the Jets? He got 28 touches, more than Christian McCaffrey's league-leading average. The pieces were there. The plan was there. The effort was there. But special teams completely unraveled everything. And now, looming over all of this, is a massive problem the front office cannot ignore. Kirk Cousins is scheduled to carry a $57 million cap hit in 2026. $57 million. For a quarterback who is smart, careful, experienced, but undeniably limited. If he keeps playing clean football, he'll at least leave on good terms. He'll leave respected. But let's be honest. Is that level of play worth $57 million? Not even close. The Falcons have holes everywhere: receiver, defense, depth, pass rush, and a contract that large threatens the entire rebuild. The future is coming fast, and the decisions won't be easy. The Falcons are standing at a crossroads, and every direction feels dangerous. The special teams disaster can't be ignored anymore. The cap problems can't be ignored anymore. And the future of this roster is slipping through our fingers one mistake at a time. Kyle Pitts, he's likely gone. And not because he wants to leave, but because the numbers just don't add up. Someone out there will offer him a 3-year deal, maybe $36 million, maybe more. And with the holes we have on this roster? With the pressure surrounding our quarterback situation? We can't afford to sink 8-figure money into a tight end, even one with his talent. And that's the harsh truth of this rebuild. We're losing talent while trying to patch holes, and the clock is running out. We're 4-8. The season is bleeding out, and every week feels like we're tightening the noose on ourselves. One more collapse, one more wasted Sunday, and we're staring at another year tossed into the fire, another coaching reset, another rebuild starting from zero. And let's stop pretending everything is fine. It isn't. Not even close. Special teams? A complete breakdown week after week. Third down offense? One of the worst in football. The same mistakes. The same coaching decisions. The same predictable schemes. The same hope that maybe next week something magically changes. But nothing changes. Not the personnel. Not the plan. Not the results. That Jets game should have shaken this organization to its core. It should have forced immediate action, a spark, a message, a sign of life. But instead, silence. No adjustments. No accountability. No urgency. We're running the same plays, the same coverages, the same special teams unit that keeps setting fires we can't put out. And somehow, the people responsible for those mistakes still stand on the sidelines with headsets on, acting like time is on their side. But time is gone. The patience of the fans is gone. The margin for error is gone. 4 games remain. Just 4. And those final weeks will decide whether we crumble again or whether we fight to build something real for 2025. If this team wants a different future, it has to start now. Accountability cannot be optional anymore. Consequences cannot be delayed anymore. The ones who have failed this team must answer for it, because the players deserve better, the coaches deserve better support, and the fans. The fans deserve honesty. They deserve effort. They deserve a team that refuses to accept mediocrity. We've lived through too many heartbreaks, too many collapses, too many seasons where hope died before December. Falcons fans want more. We expect more. We demand more. This franchise has the talent. It has the heart. But now it needs the courage to make the changes that every one of us can see. Rise up, not as a slogan, but as a challenge. This fan base is watching. We know the truth. And we're not letting this team fall asleep on its own potential ever again.